Many economists and analysts have recently been raising alarm about China's rising debt levels. According to the International Monetary Fund Global Debt Monitor, as of 2022, China's total debt as a percentage of its GDP has risen to a massive 272%. That is an increase from a mere small debt of just 71.3% back in the 1980s. As you can see in the graph here, China's total debt has been rising every decade and every year. This was driven by a combination of aggressive economic policies, rapid urbanization, and heavy investment in infrastructure, all of which required significant borrowing. This is why when you see videos, footage, photos of China, you see an immense difference from where it was 30, 20, or even 10 years ago. The country has continuously changed and continuously invests in future projects. Furthermore, if we compare this data for other countries, like Japan, the United Kingdom, the United States, the Euro area, and other regions, we see this. China's total debt as a percentage of GDP is truly high. Having a high debt, even compared to countries like the US and UK, is quite extraordinary because China is still considered an emerging economy, while countries like the US, UK, and Japan are advanced, mature economies with extensive financial systems and established debt management mechanisms. The fact that China's debt levels have reached comparable or even higher levels than these countries raises concerns about sustainability and risk, especially considering that China's economic growth, while still strong, has been gradually slowing down. So, is China's debt going to cause a massive headache for the government? Will it actually cause an economic slowdown or worse, a deep stagnation like that of Japan? Well, the answer is obviously difficult to say. For one, the economic structure of China and Japan are both different. Japan's economy has long been developed, with a mature industrial base, slower population growth, and an aging demographic. This made it vulnerable to stagnation when growth slowed in the 1990s. China, however, is still transitioning from a developing to a developed economy, and its demographics, though aging, are not as advanced in this shift as Japan's were during their period of economic struggle. Additionally, China's financial system operates under a unique set of centralized controls that allow the government more influence over its banking sector and credit policies, which could enable China to manage its debt in ways other countries may not. But before we understand whether this is manageable or not, let's first understand what a country's total debt is. The total debt from the IMF is divided into two categories: public and private debt. Public debt, as defined by the IMF, is the gross debt owed by the general and/or central government. This includes obligations that the government has taken on, usually through bonds or loans, to finance spending on infrastructure, social programs, or economic stimulus efforts.